I'm Steve Goldring. As a pharmacist specializing in hormone optimization, I've been providing clear and simple information to women for 25 years. If you're female, chances are pretty good that you'll go into menopause somewhere in your early 50s, if it hasn't happened already. You may know that menopause brings hot flashes that can be really uncomfortable and even embarrassing, night sweats that can keep you awake, and weight gain that's really hard to shake. There's also a whole bunch of other menopause symptoms that can make your life miserable. Menopause results from the loss of hormones as you age. What does this have to do with horses, you might ask? Well, in the 1940s, pharmaceutical manufacturer came up with a way to concentrate the urine of pregnant mares, just like this mare right here. And what they did was they took the urine of mares and made a crude form of estrogen out of it. The horses are confined into a tiny pen and their urine is collected all day long. This horse urine product was called Premarin, which is a shortened form of pregnant mare's urine. Well, even though this is disgusting and inhumane, Premarin actually worked very well for menopause symptoms. In fact, it worked so well that it became the gold standard for treating menopause for over 70 years. But it has some major drawbacks. Because it comes from horse urine, Premarin contains up to 60 horse hormones and other contaminants. All the negative things you've heard about hormones come from something called the Women's Health Initiative Study. That's a large-scale study that used Premarin in women in menopause. In spite of the bad news about Premarin, it's still the #1 most prescribed estrogen in the US. But there's an alternative hormone that's cleaner, safer, and much less expensive than Premarin. It's called estradiol. Estradiol is bioidentical. That just means it's exactly the same as the estrogen your body makes. Estradiol is not made from horse urine. Estradiol is as effective or maybe even more effective than Premarin in relieving menopause symptoms. Recent studies have shown that estradiol can prevent many of the diseases that affect women after 50. Things like heart attack, the #1 killer of women, Alzheimer's disease, osteoporosis, and even colon cancer. Not only that, but estradiol can even help you lose weight, which is very difficult to do after you go into menopause. If you're in menopause and thinking about using hormones to treat your menopause symptoms, choosing estradiol over Premarin is choosing a better life for you and for the horses.
My name is Karen Pomeroy, and I'm the president and founder of Equine Voices Rescue and Sanctuary here in Amado, Arizona. I began the organization in 2004 after I found out about Gulliver and 3 other Premarin foals that were headed to slaughter. So when I rescued the 4 babies, I decided that we could do more, and I created this organization. After I found out about the Premarin industry and what happens to the horses, I was horrified, and I felt that I was put here on this planet to do good work, to really help these animals that need us, and to have a hand in possibly educating women about where the drug comes from and the horrors behind the industry. Since inception, we have rescued hundreds of Premarin mares and foals, and Gulliver has been named our mascot after he was told to me that he was big and ugly. He is one of the most beautiful horses I've ever met, and when people come to the ranch, they can meet him so he can share his story about what happens to the babies. We continue to be their voice, and we are here to not only educate women, but to also help save horses from a horrible death, and to hopefully, one horse at a time, help change the industry so Premarin at some point in time will no longer be manufactured, prescribed, and sold, since there are viable alternatives that don't use horses in the production of the drug.